From one running back that gets the job done to another. Could Nico Cortez and the Rancho Buena Vista Longhorns hold off Grossmont, or would the Foothillers send them packing? Chris Wood was at the game to fill us in on all the action. Chris?
Thanks, Dominic. It's all about this, the CIF playoffs. That's why we're here. That's what it's all about. Now, the Grossmont Foothillers are battle-tested. They played in arguably the toughest league in the county with 4 teams that are still in the playoffs. Well, Rancho Buena Vista, well, nobody expected them to be here. They're the Cinderella story. But behind Nico Cortez, they find themselves in the second round of the CIF playoffs. Who won this battle? Let's roll the highlights right now to find out.
Dueling quarterbacks, RBV's Dylan Harris and Grossmont's Anthony Lawrence warm up pre-game. With just over a minute gone in the game, Grossmont strikes first with this Marlon Lampert 12-yard scamper up the middle to make the score 7-0. RBV would answer back and engineer a drive that would eat up 7+ minutes of game time, capped off by this Nico Cortez 5-yard run to tie the score at 7. In the second quarter, Nico Cortez scores his second of 5 TDs on the game to push the score to 14-13 Foothillers. Later in the second, Grossmont quarterback Anthony Lawrence is going to look out the defense perfectly and come back to the right and find wide receiver Jeff Bowers wide open. He jogs into the end zone easily to make it 27-13 Grossmont. At the half, the Foothiller fans had lots to cheer about as their team led 34-20. In the third quarter, the Foothillers use a little trickeration as Lawrence hits Christian Brooks, who then finds JT Barnes, who stiff arms the defender and runs up the sideline to the promised land. That would make the score 41-20, and despite another 5 TD game by Nico Cortez, the Foothillers would go on to win 55-34. I had a chance to catch up with RBV head coach Paul Gomes after the game, and he reflected on the Longhorns season.
Everything's a stepping stone for a program like this that's trying to change themselves around. But I take our hats off to our kids. They played well, they played hard. There's some things that we'll be able to start with in the beginning of right now to work for next year.
Well, there you have it. The Cinderella story that was the Rancho Buena Vista Longhorns season comes to an end as they fall to the Grossmont Foothillers. They really had no answer to Grossmont's up-tempo fast break offense, who will next go on to play Eastlake in the Division I semifinals. For right now, I'm going to send it back to you, Dominic, in the studio.
Chris, Nico Cortez had another great game. Were you able to catch up with him afterwards?
Yeah, you know, I approached Nico Cortez after the game for an interview, but he was in tears, obviously heartbroken. So, you know, I kind of left the kid alone, didn't want to bother him, you know, let him just spend time with his family. So, you know, your heart goes out to him. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio, Dominic.
Thanks, Chris. Wow, did you see Grossmont's quarterback Anthony Lawrence? 21 for 26 with 334 yards passing.
Can you say on fuego? What a day for the Foothillers. They'll advance to their first semifinal game since 2004. Something has to be said, though, for that turnaround season RBV had this season.
Yes, they were on an 18-game losing streak, but really made something of themselves, winning more games this season than the previous 4 combined.